Now, as most of you guys are aware, or some of you who may be new to the channel, maybe you don't actually know this, but I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, okay? I've made that very clear in a lot of my videos, and I will remain a massive Harry Potter fan, even though J.K. Rowling is actually pretty much insane, even though she's starting to get red pilled a little bit, but at the end of the day, she's still a hardcore liberal by definition standards. However, Harry Potter is an amazing IP in my opinion, okay? I very much enjoy the IP. I have literally everything you could possibly imagine Harry Potter related, and I am desperately waiting for Hogwarts Legacy. I want to play Hogwarts Legacy. I will literally stream that fucking game for hours on end any day that I possibly can. But the reason why I'm making this video is because apparently HBO Max, the head of HBO Max original content, says that Harry Potter fans are apparently wanting more storytelling, and that Warner Discovery CEO David Zaslav is actually willing to work with J.K. Rowling to make it happen on screen. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing because it's so much chaos going over at Warner Discovery, and just because David Zaslav is in charge, and just because James Gunn took over DC Studios and all that stuff, all of these things don't really mean anything because at the end of the day, Warner Discovery has a terrible track record of producing some incredibly woke nonsense, and chances are if they get their hands on Harry Potter, I don't know if it's really going to be a good thing, to be honest with you. So I'm curious what's going to happen. Let's get into the article, guys. This one from good old Bounding Into Comics. It says, HBO Max head of original content says Harry Potter fans are clamoring for more storytelling, and Warner Discovery CEO David Zaslav says that he's willing to work with J.K. Rowling. I hope so. I don't know, man. I'm so up in the air. I really am. But let's see. It says the Wizarding World of Harry Potter carries on as a franchise even without the boy who lived or any sign of the actor who played him for a decade, Daniel Radcliffe. He went on unexpected and experimental journeys as an all-purpose corpse in Swiss Army Man and a Weird Al Yankovic more recently. He's matured as a performer to some degree and moved on. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, can't get over the coin that Harry Potter movies made them, or used to. After 11 years, it's still one of their most identifiable film series and a formerly big moneymaker. A drop-off happened with the Fantastic Beasts movies at theaters due arguably to the bad PR of Johnny Depp's firing and the real-life transgressions of Ezra Miller. I do agree with that. I've said it multiple times that Johnny Depp being fired from Fantastic Beasts was a major blow to that franchise in the film scene. Because Johnny Depp, when he takes over a role, he encapsulates that role to the point where you can't imagine anybody else playing that character. So for him to play the character that he was playing, it doesn't really make sense to replace him. They tried to, and they failed at the end of the day. They failed, and it's not Johnny Depp. Like, no matter how much you may try to replace him, it's not Johnny Depp. So you need to go back to Johnny Depp, or you should have honestly just never done that in the first place because you wanted to take Amber Heard's side, and you're still taking Amber Heard's side at the end of the day. But whatever, it is what it is. It says things could change in the realm of spin-offs. A streaming series was reportedly in development for HBO Max last year, albeit progress of it has since gone silent. That's not to say plans have been canceled, however, at least not fully. If the head of original content for the streaming platform can be believed, there is always an appetite for more from Hogwarts. Listen, I will gladly take more content from Harry Potter as long as it is actual content from Harry Potter. Don't give me some BS knockoff and try to claim that it's so progressive, it's so diverse, it's so this, so that. Don't give me that. Give me the Harry Potter world that I know. Give me the Harry Potter world that I grew up with. Give me that. I really hope, dude, I swear to God, if they mess up Hogwarts Legacy, I'm going to be so pissed. I am looking forward to that game more than almost any other game. Probably, I think Final Fantasy 16 is the one that I'm looking forward to the most, aside from Hogwarts Legacy. Those two games, I want those two games bad. And if they fuck up Hogwarts Legacy, I'm going to be pissed. It says there's nothing like a Harry Potter fan in terms of their endless appetite for storytelling and new ways of interacting with these characters, executive Sarah Aubrey said, speaking with Variety. So whether it's the reunion or live events or games, we're very much in the business of creating new content for those fans and thinking what to do next. But the bad news is that they don't have any content ready to bubble up yet. We don't have a series in active development right now, but we are very much in that business because fans are just clamoring for more storytelling, Aubrey added. Looking at her words specifically, active development and the allusion to being in business, reports are reading between the lines. Just because they haven't greenlit something doesn't mean there aren't discussions or a series of some kind on the drawing board. It makes business sense to the very top, given that the parent company CEO, David Zaslav, is on a wavelength that emphasizes the drawing power and cash flow of tentpole franchises. He stated as much during a highly publicized earnings call. Now, it would be a strong IP for Warner Brothers to bring back. It really would, because Warner Brothers has been in such a struggle. They are, I think it was $50 billion in debt. It is some obscene number. It's a number that I don't even know how they even got there in the first place. Obviously, their IPs are terrible. A lot of their IPs were terrible in recent memory, and they definitely went the woke route, so they definitely went broke. But David Zaslav is trying to turn it around, and Harry Potter will be a hell of an IP to bring to the table to get fans excited. It's almost on the level of how excited people were when they heard of a Lord of the Rings show until they realized that Amazon was going to destroy it, and then all that excitement went out the window. So I think if David Zaslav gets his hands on Harry Potter and brings the real Harry Potter, I think it would be a big, big hit for them. I think it would bring a lot of money. It says, other than Superman, Harry Potter was one IP he name dropped as a big draw that has gone over a decade without a sequel. We're going to have a real focus on franchises. We haven't had a Superman movie in 13 years. We haven't done a Harry Potter movie in 15 years, Zaslav stated on the call via the direct. But I don't think you need a sequel. I don't think you necessarily need a sequel. You don't have to make a sequel for Harry Potter. I think if you do a modern storytelling with new actors and give everybody new opportunity to grow up with the franchise, I think that'll be more than perfectly fine. If you release the 7 to 8 movies again and you retell the story with new actors and actresses and try to make something special with modern technology and CGI, I think it will be good. I don't think you have to do a sequel. Not everything needs a sequel. Sometimes the original story is plenty enough to tell. I think people would honestly connect with it. It says the DC movies and the Harry Potter movies provided a lot of profits for Warner Brothers Motion Pictures over the last 25 years. One of the big advantages that we have, House of the Dragon is an example of that with Game of Thrones. He continued also adding Sex and the City and Lord of the Rings to his list. Another name Zaslav mentioned was Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling as someone he'd like to work with on a wizarding initiative. And we have a lot of them, Batman, Superman, Aquaman. If we could do something with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter going forward, he said, Rowling's canceled status resulting from her outspoken comments about the LGBTQ community will definitely be an obstacle to achieving this. Honestly, I don't really think it's going to be an obstacle because David Zaslav has made it very clear that he doesn't care about that stuff. So why would he care about J.K. Rowling's supposed cancellation status when she's more successful than she's ever been? Is she really canceled if she's enjoying life better than she ever did before her cancellation? I think these people try to give more power to their credit than they actually have. Like, just because you're canceled on Twitter doesn't mean you're actually canceled in the real world. And J.K. Rowling, like I made a video prior to this, J.K. Rowling is literally laughing at these people. She's a prime example about you can only be canceled if you let yourself be canceled. And J.K. Rowling made it very clear that she's not letting herself be canceled and she's going to stick to her guns and she's making more money than she's ever made. So if Zaslav does reach out to her, I'm going to be interested to see what they're going to come up with together. I just hope they do the series justice. I don't necessarily want a sequel. I think a retelling would be perfectly fine as long as they do it right. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.